This next poem is called The Ballad of Young John Gray. This is based on, this happened in the early 80s, watching CBS News with Dan Rather, going to UCSD, and it's the first time I'd ever seen anything quite like this on television before. Now it's kind of commonplace, but this was back in the early 80s, and it's the first time I ever saw it, and sad to say it sort of anticipated a trend, sad to say. Now, I kind of wrote this one morning at a dear friend of mine's house. Got up in the morning. I'd been monkeying around on a tune I come up with on mandolin, and it is to be sung, and I'll sing it someday, but I haven't sung it in 20 years, so I'm out of practice. I'm just trying to get these down on my YouTube page. I'll come back to it, and I'll work it up into a song. I'm just going to recite it right now. Okay, The Ballad of Young John Gray. John Gray got him a gun today, a Redhawk 44. He looked in the mirror to see what he feared, and then he walked out the door. He went to find his friends at Harlow's. The shootin' pool again at Harlow's. Don't give a stinkin' care at Harlow's. Who knows? She may be there at Harlow's. He met her there last week. She caught his eye. Her body sleek, her lips were dry. She wet them with her tongue. Man, what a thrill. It was a night that sung time never would kill. On a chance and a dare, John went there, something nice to find. He entered the night, bright neon light, the song of the siren whined. There was that girl once more at Harlow's. Some other guy in store at Harlow's. She looked right through his face at Harlow's. No recognition trace at Harlow's. He had some beers, he wondered why. What felt so near, what was a lie? He turned to look, so long he stared, the other guy got shook and tempers flared. John Gray pulled his new gun today, aimed at some boy's head. He spit on his shoe, and then he asked who. He threatened to shoot down dead. There was a mighty fear at Harlow's, the danger very clear at Harlow's. Somebody'd had too much at Harlow's, the trigger finger touch at Harlow's. Don't shoot that boy, that girl did cry. Don't use that toy, don't make him die. He's here with me, and I'm with him. Please set him free. Please let this end. John Gray put it away until he heard a sound. It grew in his ear until he got near. The police was coming around. He pulled his piece again in Harlow's, and then it did begin in Harlow's. He grabbed that boy once more in Harlow's and shoved him out the door of Harlow's. 6 police cars were waiting there under the stars. The sirens blared. Gun to his head, John held him there. He'd shoot him dead. They best beware. John Gray on TV today, surrounded everywhere. A gun in his hand, a one-man stand, and no doubt how things would fare. I got a gun, he yelled at Harlow's. I am the man, he yelled at Harlow's. Don't push me now, I say, at Harlow's. Don't try to bar my way from Harlow's. Then came her voice, a gentle plea. Don't make this choice, don't let this be. The cops shoot quick in stress and strife. This rap'll stick, they'll take your life. John Gray's arm fell away. His captive made his move. He jumped away far, hid under a car, and tried to melt into the groove. Bright TV lights at Harlow's. Very desperate plight at Harlow's. Raised his hands up high at Harlow's. Don't shoot, don't want to die at Harlow's. Then something snapped. John kept his gun. They had him trapped. He tried to run. Police opened up. They shot him down. Lead tore the holes. Then came the sound. John Gray, 18 that day. The sidewalk wore his blood. He raised up his head and cried he was dead. Tears from his eyes did flood. The heel came down mean at Harlow's. Gun hand pinned down clean at Harlow's. Cop kicked the gun away at Harlow's. Kid's dead, all heard him say at Harlow's. They covered him in white, all eyes were dry. There's only one who might want to cry. She'd known him once, it was a game. Not even she could give his name. John Gray got him a gun today, a Redhawk 44. He looked in the mirror to see what he feared, and then he walked out the door.